Right here. Let's go, baby. Good evening. My name is Riley Harris. Today I will tell you about a problem that's become more and more relevant in professional sports, and that is head injuries, with emphasis on concussions. So, over the last several years, doctors have realized that through MRI and CT scans, they've been able to see more than they've ever seen before. The evolution of these tests it's honestly truly amazing. So, today we're going to talk about the awareness, we're going to talk about some stats, and more importantly, overall, we're going to talk about the prevention of these injuries and what two main organizations are doing to stop it. We're going to talk about the NFL, which is the National Football League, and the PRCA, which is the Professional Rodeo Cowboys Association, and the one event in that is bull riding, and that's one we're really going to nitpick at. So, the awareness of this injury really came to light in 2015 when the movie Concussion came out that started with Will Smith, and that really brought back to light not the initial injury of the concussion, but it's the longevity, the long-term illnesses that come with it. So, now that we know the awareness, let's talk about some stats. Edward Stone, in his article, after speaking to NFL officials, concluded that from last season, 29% of concussions, there was a 29% decrease in concussion injuries in the NFL. Now, Mark Brandenburg says, and I quote, "Bull riding has consistently implicated up to 31 to 37% of rodeo injuries over the last several years." Now, Mark Brandenburg really broke this down in his article to exposure time. And that is, whenever you look at other sports like boxing and American football, they're exposed to injury for hours at a time. But when you look at bull riding, they're exposed for seconds. So, ratio-wise, bull riders are exposed to injury at a higher quality of time. Not quantity, but higher quality of time. So, after we broke that down, bull riders are more exposed to injury, but you might have football players having more of the injuries. So, now that we know a little bit of the numbers, let's talk about prevention, and this is the big one. We're going to go into, you got the Rydell SpeedFlex right here, and then you got the Invincible helmet made by Rank Bull. Now, we're going to go to the SpeedFlex first. You got a 4-point release system on both sides of the face mask. Boom, 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 right there. And then, that way, if a player become unconscious, you can quick release those, take your face mask off, and take the helmet off without adjusting his neck at all. Because when you have a player unconscious, you really need to leave his neck stable. So, then you go into the actual frame of it. It's made out of a plastic mold, and you think cheap with plastic, but it's not cheap. It's some very sturdy material. Then you got a 5-point custom inflation system. There's air pockets all over the sucker. There's 3 throughout the crown and 2 on the earpieces to inflate it to fit every helmet or every size of head. Then you go to the face mask. It's made out of a stainless steel component, which is basically with this whole helmet and especially the face mask, these helmets are designed to take a lot of high impact blows, opposed to these bull riding helmets to where they can take a high impact blow, but they will deteriorate over time because this is made out of a carbon fiber shell, and it's the same thing they make NASCARs out of. So whenever you get these carbon fiber shells and you take a serious blow to it, it will deteriorate and break, but you only get on one bull at a time, so you have time to go and get you another one. Opposed to this, whenever you're playing a football game, you have to constantly keep on using it over and over, and if it breaks, you don't have time to go get another helmet. Now, as far as these two being different, over here the Invincible is going to weigh about 2 pounds, and then you go over here to this one and it's a little over 5 pounds with the flex speed. So, but that's just, whenever you're beefing it up to take more impacts, you got to have that. And then the face mask, I said you got a stainless steel face mask over here. And then on this one, you got a titanium alloy. It's really, really lightweight, which you need for bull riding. So, now that we've talked about a little bit about these helmets, what are the organizations doing to prevent these injuries? Now, the organizations, as far as NFL goes, is they have a set time. Once a player is deemed with a concussion, they have to sit out for an extended period of time, whether it be 3 weeks, and they grade them, on A, B, and C of scales of concussion that you have. So, say an A would have to sit out for 2 weeks, a B 3 weeks, a C 6 weeks or more. Now, the bull riding aspect is whenever they get brought in and they are deemed to have a concussion, then they can come back each day and take a concussion test, and as soon as they are symptom-free, they can return to play. So, Now that we've talked about all that, and now with MRI aspects, MRI and CT scans getting more and more developed, both these industries can take the best care of their athletes